Hey guys, it's your girl Abby and I'm back with another video. Thank you guys so much for showing all the love that you did on my previous video. I feel like I'm getting a kind of understanding of the videos that you guys like. It's usually things that have to do with the mindset and changing the way that we look at things in terms of our perspective. And so for today's video, we are going to be talking about confidence and how we can shift our mindset to understand where our lack of confidence really comes from and how to combat it. And so if you are interested in this topic, definitely stick around because we are going to be talking about all the gems and all the nuggets. And so let's get straight into it. So to start things off, I want to talk about the lack of confidence and where it comes from. Sometimes we lack confidence because we're afraid of what other people will think. And the way that I kind of combat that is I think about myself when I'm on my own. How do I feel about myself when I'm on my own? How do I feel when I'm doing what is passionate to me, when I'm doing what I love, when I'm doing what sparks my soul and my spirit? How do I feel about that, right? And does that feeling differ from when I'm in front of people? Does that feeling differ when I'm in front of a crowd or when I'm with friends that maybe I'm not so comfortable with, when I'm with people that I just meet? Is there a difference with how I feel about myself around people and how I feel about myself when I'm on my own, right? And so with this mindset, right, when you start to analyze yourself on your own versus yourself with people, you can start to see that a lot of times our lack of confidence is not even really real, because we are confident in who we are and we are confident in our skills and our talents and our passions and our hobbies. It's just that when we get around people, that lack of confidence comes in, that insecurity comes in. And so we have to ask ourselves these questions. Is it that I am inherently unconfident in myself, or is it I'm afraid of what other people will think? Is it that I'm afraid of their opinions? Is it that I'm afraid of the judgment that they will cast on me? Am I projecting this judgment that they will cast on me, right? Because a lot of times on our own, we feel secure. On our own, we feel confident. But it isn't until we get in front of people, it isn't until we're at the line where judgment can be thrown, that we hide and that we become fearful. And so that lack of confidence is not even real. It is not real, because when you're alone and when you're doing your thing, you are confident. When you're alone and when you're doing your thing, you amaze yourself. You are filled with joy. And so it's about, how do I bring that confidence that I have on my own? How do I reassure myself with that confidence that I find on my own in my own solitude and bring that into all the spaces, right? In a way, it's aligning all sides of ourselves, right? It's aligning who we truly are in all areas so that we can walk in all rooms and be in total alignment with ourselves. And what I mean by that is kind of connecting the dots. Like, the way that I see this visually is like connecting the dots of who you are and solidifying that circle. And so think of a circle, like connect the dots. You know that game that, or not that game, but like that little, like when you're a kid and you have the dots and you connect to make an image, right? Think of a circle, right? And there's dots that need to be connected in order to make that full circle. So finding your confidence and finding yourself, you know, your self-identity, self-love, all these self things, right, is connecting the dots in order to form a full circle. And you'll know that you formed a full circle when you are able to show up in every room that you go into as all the points, right? You're able to be on your own and all the points are connected. You're able to be in front of a crowd and all the points are connected. You're able to be in front of new people that don't necessarily know you, but all your points are connected and you're showing up as your full self, that full circle, right? And so the question I have for you is, how do you feel about you? Not about what your friends think, not about what your colleagues think, not about what your family thinks. How do you feel about you? Do you like yourself, right? If it's something that you're working on, let's say a talent, a skill that you were trying to build up, how do you feel about it? Does it bring you joy? Does it bring you a sense of confidence? When you're alone, how do you feel about it? Start to analyze that, right? Start to write it down if you have to. Journal it. How do you feel about you? Do you think you're talented? Do you think that you're worthy? Do you think that you're lovable, right? Because oftentimes the self-doubt and the questioning comes from our own perception of ourselves, right? How we see ourselves and how we feel about ourselves is projected into all areas that we walk into, right? And so if we have a lack of confidence, it's usually rooted in how we see ourselves, in our own self-image, right? And so the kind of perspective shift that you should have, and which I notice a lot of times, is a lot of times we actually like ourselves. A lot of times we enjoy our presence. We think that we're talented. We think that we're worthy of love. We know that we're worthy of love, right? And so why does it matter what other people will think? Because oftentimes it's in our heads, eh? Oftentimes people don't think we're unlovable. People don't think we're unworthy. People don't think we're not talented. We have that perception in our mind. And so it's about overcoming these thoughts and just saying, you know what? I think that I'm lovable. I think that I'm worthy, and I know that I'm talented. And so I don't care what my mind is telling me. I don't care that you keep filling me with these doubts. No, goodbye. Not today. I'm going to show up how I really feel about myself, right? And so that's how we can really combat that. You know, sometimes dealing with negative thoughts and self-doubt is really a day-to-day challenge that you have got to fight through. But I will say, like, just a bit of word of encouragement is that it is a fight that is so worth it. A lot of times we make up these things about ourselves. A lot of times we doubt ourselves, not based on something that's valid. You know, the thoughts that pop up in your head are not always real. Sometimes they're just there and you've got to filter through them. You've got to say, you know what? Not today. I'm not dealing with that today. Today I choose joy. Today I choose to be in the present. Today I choose to fill this day fully. And so I'm not listening to what you have to say about me because I know it's not true. I know how I feel about me, right? And so you've got to retell yourself these things. And I know it sounds silly to be talking to yourself and to be telling yourselves these things and like hyping yourself up. But if it was your friend, right, that was struggling, you would hype them up. If it was someone that you cared about, you would hype them up. And so treat yourself in that same way. Hype yourself up. Be your own supporter, you know? It isn't silly. This is a struggle that a lot of us deal with. And so you're not alone for struggling with negative thoughts, struggling with self-doubt. You're not alone. A lot of people feel it, including myself, right? It's a daily struggle sometimes. You've got to work through it. And it's worth it to work through it, because where you end up is so much further than where you would end up listening to all those thoughts, right? Listening to all those thoughts, it doesn't take you anywhere. Actually, it keeps you stagnant. And so filter them out and keep pushing forward, always. Anyways, that is all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for listening. I love and appreciate you guys. My camera's about to die, so do what you gotta do. Like, comment, subscribe, and peace and love. And I will see you guys in another one. Thank you, and I love you dearly. Goodbye for now. Mwah.